This is Gavin Newsom. And our conversation with Ryan Murphy continues. What you mentioned, Ted, Netflix. I mean, so the whole streaming thing. Mm-hmm. But now it's interesting. You're kind of back a little bit, the sort of Disney, Hulu, FX thing. I mean, but you said Hollywood's going younger. I mean, is that a time of life or is that a state of mind? What do you mean younger? It's always, isn't it been a youth? I mean, what's your journey here since '89? I mean, where are we in terms of, and we'll get into tax credits, competitiveness in a minute, but I'm just curious, just what you meant by youth and younger people, what streaming means to you, what's the state of play from that perspective? Because you've seen every damn side of this. You've been part of every side of this.
It's interesting because, I've kind of been at this now since 1998 was my first show. Popular. Yeah. It was a very cult show. It ran 2 years. Leslie Bibb, who was on White Lotus, was one of her first starring roles.
Interesting.
So I've been through a lot of different changes, like that 2000 to 2013, 14 was very like prestige, push it, as much sex and blood and gore and it was like the period of the white male anti-hero. Yeah. If you look at it, The Sopranos, Mad Men, these were the things that were very popular.
Yeah.
And then I think there's the Obama section that sort of started 2012 that went through 2017. And that's, I think, more female programming, more progressive programming. Glee certainly falls into that.
Right.
American Horror Story certainly falls into that. The Normal Heart, which I did.
Yeah.
And then what happened was there was the streaming wars began,
Right.
That really started in 2016. And
were you anxious at the time about that? You're like, this is the end of the world.
No, it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah, well, for you personally.
I think for everybody, because what happened was, literally production doubled overnight. Right, and there was a lot of new young voices that were able to get things made. For example, I did Pose during that time. That never would have been on the air 5 years before then, or even now, I don't think.
Interesting.
But then what happened was COVID and the strikes, and now it's really hard for young people to, I think, get things on the air. It's really hard for different points of view. I think we're in almost like a Victorian age, which is it's a reaction to COVID and perhaps the two Trump presidencies, where I'm finding it very interesting. Like what you're saying is people don't want anything too pushed. They're freaked out enough about their lives. So also Gen Z is very pearl clutching. They're much more like sort of, they don't like a lot of things that are in their face.
Yeah.
They don't date as much. They don't socialize as much.
Crazy.
And they don't, it's a very cautious generation. So, but the state of the business is really, really bad right now. And I'm lucky in that I went back with my great friend Dana Walden, but I really never left because I was doing all my shows. That was part of my deal. I was lucky. I got to keep my legacy shows and go try new things at Netflix.
Right.
So I went back to Disney, Fox, and then I continue my monster show. So I respect everybody, but I'm really excited. It always takes me a while with a new deal to figure out what I'm going to do.
Right.
But I think the stuff that I have coming up is like very 4-quadrant, very mainstream.
Interesting.
And I'm doing what I've never done before, where I go through every minute of the show and I'm like, how do I make this for everybody? How do I not, alienate people?
And the pearl clutching Victorian.
Mm-hmm.
Is this sort of the anti-woke pushback? Is it the sort of anti-DEI? You've been, LGBTQ. What is it? Is it in that space that you're referring to?
No,
is it?
I just think it's
space?
Cultural taste. Like, for example,
deeper.
Without naming the show, a friend of mine does a show, and it started off and it got really great reviews. And in the first, they did a test of it. In the first 15 minutes of the show, it's a PG rated comedy. Right. There was a very sexualized situation where you saw nothing, but it was hinted at. And the dials went, and they lost 20% of the audience in 30 seconds because of a joke. Like, that never used to happen.
Never used to happen.
And I just think that it's culturally, people are, I don't know, again, it's I say that, but again, I think people want their comedies and their dramas soft, but they also like their true crime shows.
Clearly.
Like, they want to be able to pick, okay, this is my mood and this is my level of anxiety, which is, there's not a lot of blending of genres, which I think used to happen more.
Interesting.
And I do think, young people are not as, there's always the reaction, I came up of age right after the Reagan years. So that was the period of Madonna. If you look, when I was a kid, she was so popular, I think, because she was tapping into rebellion.
Yeah.
Now the rebellion is, how do you rebel? You become quieter, and it's a softer,
interesting,
more emotional, introverted group of people. But I do think there's also a big changing of the guard right now. Like, there's young voices fighting to get stuff on, and I think it used to be 10 of them would, but now one of them will. But that one could be, a Spielberg who could completely change the game, and people will follow that person. I can feel that. I can feel a lot of young people chomping, and I feel culturally things are shifting.
You got another 20 years of this in you?
That's interesting. You know what? Probably, yeah.
I love that.
I really, wow. I wasn't talking about, like, I have a farm.
Yeah.
In upstate New York.
I've always seen you as a farm guy.
Well, I'm from Indiana, so
you. I know, like, you're an Indiana guy.
I grew up in the back of I shucked corn. Like, I
know. I mean, we found out. I mean, you're an athlete, so that's most important.
You didn't know that, did you?
No, I mean, Mr. Choir guy. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm like, do I hang it up and make
You're
jam?
You couldn't even handle that. You couldn't hang out on a farm all day.
Well, I love going there.
I understand that, but every day, seriously, you're not.
No, but you're right. I probably can't, because I like show business, and I like creation. It's like I like the making of new things, and I like putting people together, and I love my job.
Yeah.
And my great idol, Norman Lear. He worked until his late 90s, which is an amazing thing.
It is incredible.
I think he probably worked 3 or 4 hours a day, but what a 3 or 4 hours, But the thing about Norman that I marveled at was he was eternally curious in young people.
Love that.
He sought me out when I had my first big hit, and I got a call
just
from
to
him.
Pick your brain, just to get to know you.
I got a call out of the blue.
Yeah.
And it was from Norman Lear. And I'm like, this is not Norman Lear. Because, I grew up watching,
of course.
I was 6 when All in the Family came out. Yeah. But I grew up with that show.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is no way he's calling me. And I picked up the phone. I was like, who is this really? And he goes, hey, kid, I hear you're the new me. And I was like, wow, really? And then I had dinner with him. And he would give me great advice. And the thing I loved the most about him is he would call during disappointments. Like, he called me when the new normal was canceled.
Nice.
And he was like, every failure is, I think he said like something like, every failure is a new open door you can walk through.
Love it.
Best.
The best.
And I recently at auction, I bought one of Norman's Ed Ruscha paintings. Nice. And the painting simply says truth.
Yeah.
And so I like, the Menendez of it all. I like talking about my points of view and things that are truthful to me. I love that. And I'm like, why would I stop? If I can keep my health,
What is the state of play out here? I mean, we more than doubled the film tax credit. We needed to do that. Seems the industry's on life support out here. The world we invented is competing against us globally, not just other states, which I think a lot of us don't fully appreciate what's happening overseas.
Yes.
In particular. What more do we need to do? A lot more. I know tax credit's still not sufficient. But what's your sense of where Hollywood broadly described or defined will be in a decade if what doesn't happen?
Well, another changing of the guard to answer that question is, Hollywood used to be Hollywood. It was a dream place.
Yeah.
Not that it isn't now, but Hollywood, for the most part, is without exception a tech business. And it is thus much more of a bottom line business. Yeah. There's no more of that sort of you can have 2 bombs, but if you give me a hit, we're good. Like that's over. Mm-hmm. So it is a tech controlled landscape. Many good things have come of that, I think. But I'll tell you a story. Like I make between 6 and 8 things a year. And I was walking through...
Again, proving it's not once a quarter. But anyway, I'll go back to that. Such bullshit.
But some of these I don't run. I guess once a quarter I can say my new things that are unestablished.
I'm on to you.
And I was walking some of the lots to look for stage space. And I was astonished at how it was crickets. Like 80% vacancies.
Don't say
people that I have grown up with who run these lots walking out with tears in their eyes. Please come here.
I know.
And I think the problem is... if you're wanting to shoot in California and there's 5 other states that will give you better tax credits and
now there's only 1, so we're 1.5.
Well, okay, but for a while we were 5.
I agree.
And I used to be, and I'm very lucky in that I have enough clout where I could say, no, I'm shooting this here.
Right.
Like I'm shooting this here.
Yeah.
So, the thing that I've also been astonished with that's a new feeling, like I was directing All's Fair recently, my Kim show, and I had so many, this is right after the fires, and I had so many crew members come up with tears in their eyes thanking me for staying in California. Because the problem is so many people have left, and what has happened is they leave their families. And I know 3 people on my crews who are currently going through divorces because their families were broken up and they had to leave for work. And also, it's very, very difficult because you think of like generationally, it's very easy for people in their 20s and 30s to pick up and go to Georgia.
Of course.
But if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, we're losing a whole generation of talent that cannot do that. So they cannot go to where the work is. So I find it heartbreaking, and I do admire and commend you for what you have done, which is great. But I think that the more we could do, because it's, Hollywood is more than just a state of mind. It's a California legacy.
100%.
It really is. Yeah. And it's a worldwide legacy. And I think you and I, before this, were talking about San Francisco. Like 2 years ago, I remember having a conversation with you saying, what the hell is happening with San Francisco?
Yeah.
But in a recent trip, it's astonishing at how things can turn around and how
so resilient. Yep.
That's like AI money, I think, and a lot of tech stuff. Yeah. But I have great hope, and I commend you. But I say keep fighting the good fight because we need you.
Yeah.
This town needs you to do more.
Yeah.
And what I'm seeing is it's just not individuals; it's families that are depending upon it. That's the thing that I never really put 2 and 2 together. Like if you're a young family and dad or mom has to leave for 4 months, 5 months, what do you do? That's really difficult morally, spiritually. So anything we can do to increase reasons why tech companies have a reason to say, okay, we'll keep that show here.
That's right.
And I'm very lucky this fall. Like I have 2 things shooting, and I demanded that they both shoot here.
Now you're talking.
Keeping people together and keeping my crews together. And I'm thinking about that more and more and more. And because of the work that you've done, it's become easier for me.
No, good.
But there's different things about the incentives that are very hard too.
Exactly.
Like out of boundary, like, stuff like that we should take out. It's hard.
No, and the
lottery system is also
right, which we're fixing, and we fixed. I mean, so we went from $330 million, $750 million, and so the key was in a challenging sort of political environment, to at least lock that in. Now we can start to unpack how within that framework we can be more competitive and make the adjustments. We've made a few, but we've got more that obviously need to be done in that space.
But I mean, I really admire what you're doing. I don't know any politician that I've met in my lifetime who's gone through so much adversity from, I mean, everything.
Not much has happened in the last 6 years.
I mean,
what are you talking about, Ryan? What are you talking about?
I mean, I admire what you've done. And I know that you've also inherited many messes.
God bless you, man.
So I acknowledge your work and I say, keep doing it, because people are so appreciative for what you recently have done. And anything else you could do, I'm here as an advocate for my company town. But I think how you've turned things around in many areas is commendable. You're my long-term friend, and I say keep doing it.
I appreciate it.
Keep helping us.
I appreciate it. Before I let you go back to your kids or your farm.
I farm.
Okay, let's stress test that. What are the little scribbles on your little notepad? That little, the thing that's like you're looking 4 years from now. You're like, oh, you just wait. I've got a project. I know you can't say anything. But is it like a...
Oh, yeah, I can say.
Oh, good. What do you got? Bring it on then.
Well, it's interesting because my life is... I'm already working... Like, I don't even know if I'm here in this room because I'm like working a year ahead, right? It was funny. I heard an interview with Taylor Swift where she said the same thing. I was like, oh, I really relate to this. Like, I'm already planning my releases for 2027.
27.
2027.
And we just talked about JFK Jr.
That comes
26.
out 26. So like I'm really sort of plotting.
Wow.
And I have two goals, to be honest. One of which is to keep as many of my shows in California as possible, which is why I'm glad to be here today.
Well done.
And I want to do a vampire show, which I've never done.
Vampire. So you did a little sci-fi. Now we're on the vampires.
I mean, I've had vampires in my work, like American Horror Story. Lady Gaga famously played one.
All right.
I want to do that, and I want to do a movie about faith. I'm working on one of my great friends is Dee Dee Gardner, who runs Plan B, Brad Pitt's company.
Yeah.
And she and I are working on a faith-based movie that kind of puts me in touch with my altar boy days.
Look at that.
Which people would never think of me of doing. But I want to do, like you said,
I
want to do something optimistic and about perseverance and forgiveness. And so I'm working on those things.
I mean...
vampires and, religion.
Vampires and faith. It was obviously...
Well, that's the secret of my career. Do the opposite of what you just did. That's always what I've done. And if you look at my year rollout, everything is the opposite of the thing that came before it,
What are the big sports ones you're going to
do? I just did one. I did the Aaron Hernandez story, which is American Sports Story.
Of course you did. Forgive me forgetting. Of course.
Come on.
But of course it would be Aaron Hernandez. Of course.
Yeah. I don't know that I'll be like if you ask me.
You were talking big game about your sports. I mean, I'm just trying to connect your life story.
My sports thing is my oldest child, who is 12, wants to be Tom Brady. Right? He's a big.
Of course, he's 12. Number 12.
Yeah, he's a big footballer. So,
is he?
Yeah.
You got Giselle and Brady in your back of your mind. Of course you do.
That's right. That's what I wanted to do.
I'm not surprised.
Do you know him?
I mean, I met him a few times.
He seems really cool.
He's too perfect.
So I'm kind of living my sports life.
I'm starting to read his blog every week now. He's got a new blog, Tom Brady, every Monday. It's fantastic.
Was it like health
Like everything
stuff?
he does is fantastic. It's upsetting, actually, at a certain point.
What do you mean?
No, it's just a really well-researched and written blog he does every week, which is motivating. It's contemporary. It's about health. It's about relationships, his relationship to what he's doing. It's fresh. It's very thoughtful.
Yeah.
It's excellent. It's just interesting.
Do you use his products?
I haven't. It's interesting. I've started to notice a few of them starting to get promoted.
So like with your life, this is my last question for you, as high pressured as you are, and like what is your secret for keeping it all together? Like what is your I'm
going to answer that. Do you have a morning routine? Does Ryan Murphy?
I do. My morning routine is I get up and I have coffee and no one is allowed to talk to me.
Like what? You're that guy.
I have an hour of like quiet reading, meditation. I'm really cranky. I try and do some.
But the kids know how to avoid you, or they just avoid you?
I go to a room.
Yeah, they can't get. You're locked in.
Anybody can get me. Like if you have kids, they can always find you.
As long as they have their devices, privacy. They don't need you.
But I try and do some like movement,
What do you mean movement?
I try and move. I try and go on a walk. I try and get on a treadmill. I try and walk around.
And that's part of that.
I've got my Apple Watch. I count my steps. I'm very conscious of that.
A cup of coffee. What are you eating every morning?
I eat the same boring ass
What do you
thing.
have? What do you
I'm
have?
a person of tradition. I have
What is
a vegan protein smoothie that has 8 fruits in it.
I love that.
And then I have throughout the day 4 to 6 vegetables. So
wow,
I really work hard on that.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, like I get a gold medal, right? Like I work
No, that's
hard.
legit.
But it's a practice. Like you got to work at it, and it's not fun.
It's not. You don't
No.
enjoy it. You don't
I
like
enjoy
your
the
vegan
tradition of it.
smoothie?
It's fine.
It's not that.
It's purple. It looks like blueberries.
What do
It's
you
like
miss?
fine.
You miss like bacon and eggs from the back.
Oh yeah,
days.
pancakes.
Yeah, pancakes.
But like, what do you do? What's your
I'm fruit till
secret?
noon. I'm the same thing. I do a smoothie every
But you're a
morning.
big exercise guy.
I'm a little bit, 3-4 days a week.
Yeah.
Nothing exciting, but no, it's the fruit till. I'm religious about it for years and years and years, but I love it. Like I can't even imagine not having smoothie or just fruit until. And I say noon, whenever 11:30.
You were like
1.
a big dinner guy.
That's all I care about.
Yeah, me
I
too.
live for it.
Me
I
too.
live for dinner.
And I'm in the middle of like a hideous 90-day cleanse. So
Why are you doing that?
I just came back from vacation and I was like, this is gross. Like,
Really?
you know, it was
Isn't
too much.
vacation supposed to be the?
Yeah, but I just felt it was too much. And I'm like, I want to just spend the summer being one with the solstice and try and get in some healthy thing, you know?
So an hour of sort of just you time.
Me time.
Then
And that could also be reading, or I stay up late, you know, like
Yeah,
told
no,
you.
I-
So
yeah,
I like to review what I'm getting ready to present to people, because it's like being a public speaker. You walk into a room and I have people who are taking notes and I perform the parts. My job is to have people heading in the same direction, and I've become better at it, I think, in the past year.
Are you a better business person than you've ever been before, or are
I
you
would
still
say-
more creative person?
I always used to think I was a lousy business person, but then one day one of my agents said, you know, you're really smart at business. And I was like, what? You know, I was like, I'm just like a creative person, like a dumb artist. But I make it a daily practice. And if I don't make my business a daily practice, I feel bad. I feel guilty. You know? But I'm also like, I'm kind of insane. I love collecting art. Like I love that kind of stuff. I love that, you know.
Aesthetic, design.
It's my favorite thing. That's my hobby, design
right.
and art. That's how I work on a lot of projects like that. I think in another life I would be a landscape designer or something, because I love that. I'm very odd. But like it's producing. I'm producing. I have a vision. And I love bringing people together.
Yeah.
To fight as you do the same fight. It's almost like being a television showrunner is almost like being a governor, you know? It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing.
There's an opening in about 18 months. I'm just saying.
Can you imagine me as the governor of this state?
You have a point of view. I don't know. This seems not so bad. What do you think?
I don't know if
It's
I
a
could do
good gig.
it.
Let
Let me ask you, what are you going to do next?
I don't know. I just, this production
You looked
thing,
down when you said that, by the way.
this production writing thing.
We should flip
you
like
know, the
Freaky
whole
Friday for a
thing.
day.
I've got a lot of ideas.
Do
A
you?
lot of ideas. I've been
told you
thinking
you
of
could-
pitching you.
You could run a studio. You have the glamour to run a studio. You could.
Jesus.
Would you ever want
I
to?
just need a pair of sunglasses. What do you need down here? What do you just?
You need a point of view.
You need a point of view.
And you also need to be able to lead.
Love that.
Yeah, that's it.
All right,
People
that's
want to
it.
be led, man.
You did
as
notice.
you know.
You did notice. I looked down. That was
did.
impressive. Now
Yeah.
you're very self-conscious now.
Why can't you talk openly about your future and what you want? Is there some day where that will happen?
I mean, I'm not uncomfortable. I'm just moving around.
You're very
I'm
uncomfortable
not
right
fidgety.
now. Look at me. I haven't
I'm
moved
not
once.
sweating now. Jeez.
Is there a day where you have given yourself to make a decision about your future without
No, there's
saying
no
what that is?
date. Life evolves. You know how it works. It's you want to create. You want space. It's not linear.
It's a very hard time to be doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, this has gotten serious, very serious. What's going on in D.C.
Mm-hmm.
and what's going on here? I mean, you got 5,000 military in the U.S. city. He didn't send military overseas. He sent them here in the United States.
Do you ever speak to him privately?
Yep.
Yeah, because I remember you two having, from what I always heard from you and from people close to him, that you had a very nice relationship.
Yep. 90 minutes in the Oval Office a few months ago. We had
Yeah.
really good conversation, and then 8 hours later, tweets out new scum and then federalizes the National Guard. It's a hell of a thing. Of course, no one worked with him more closely as a governor, a Democratic governor, than I did during COVID.
Yeah.
And it was extraordinarily collaborative. So it's my mindset is open hand, not a closed fist. But what he's doing now is to vandalize this country and this democracy, and just, people out on the streets just going about their day, and folks in masks coming up, unmarked cars.
Yeah.
This is different. Mm-hmm. This is different. So, when you run for governor, we can talk about some strategies that I think may work.
You can run my campaign. Yeah. Can you imagine?
I'm going to run your campaign. I'm going to do the creative, and we're going to come up with a slogan. I don't know. But I think this faith thing could work, and it may help. So I need this to come out before the election.
Right? I'm shocked myself.
Vampire thing, I may want to push back the production schedule. We'll talk about faith. We'll talk about reconciliation.
I'm only going to send you copies of my shows that are literally the sweetest, kindest.
I just no more. I don't need people in refrigerators, eating bodies. Come on, man.
You may not, seriously. But the world does. The world wants it. Deal with it. But listen,
I may call you in August before this Menendez decision.
I do things like that. It's not about the thing in the refrigerator. It's a question of why is it in the refrigerator? What happened to somebody?
Yeah. No, I get it.
It's I try.
This is what makes you qualified to be actually governor. It's the human condition.
It does sound like the same job.
But sincerely, like literally, what is the motivation? The why? What's the sort of the essence of the why?
Right.
That's important. Politicians don't explore that enough.
Well, that brings us back to the Menendez, parole. It's the same thing.
Should I watch it before I make the decision?
No.
I don't want to.
You shouldn't.
I'm not going to.
And I admire you for your daughter not co-opting you into watching. Did she watch it? Yeah.
They watched it. And it's because there's a few of them, not just one daughter. I mean, come on. This was a cultural phenomenon.
Yes.
Took off. I mean, they had to be in the know when they went to school. Other kids were talking about it, and remarkable. Like I've not experienced that. Well, I've not experienced that as a father, obviously, and not in the position I'm in, where there's real accountability on it.
Yeah, I mean, on the positive side, the very idea that it would launch a conversation with your kids is not a bad thing.
No, it's great. And I love that they have a point of view. They have a point of view and allowed me to explain how this all works. I mean, the idea you're talking about with the parole system, commutations, resentencing, what youth offenders under the age of 26 and special dispensation that's offered to youth offenders. And you're talking about your 12, 13-year-old kids is a hell of a thing. So in many ways, it was great educational. It's been a great educational process.
Yeah, I can see that. I hear that. I feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, I get so many young people who write me about it. But I guess we'll talk at the end of August.
I'm going to talk about when we launch your campaign for governor of California.
You have to resign and then run my campaign. Jesus. I would be the worst. I could never do that.
I'm not convinced.
I can't even run for mayor of West Hollywood. I can't even do that. I would be too nervous.
I mean, you got farming background. We've got the faith. I mean, everything about this.
Maybe I should pray and plant vegetables instead. Thank you for having me.
Fun.
It was very fun. Thank you. Great to see you.